Alrighty, good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. It is I, Gregory Puff, here with Bill Mars, Ubermuller, hanging out, doing some FFR action. Guys, we're in the semi-finals. We're down to the final four. This is insane. Here in the 2020 spring tournament, we've got Thunderclaude, we've got Spellzap. Spellzap is up one game right now. And what is happening with these parties? I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah, this has been the absolute draft of all drafts. Everyone decided that it's White Mage City. So here we go, based on nothing but please God let there be fade at level 1.
All right. Well, we're gonna hope for the best as far as what happens here, and hopefully get something going, like maybe some hammers or something, so things can happen for these two runners. But man, just the fact that last night these guys drafted 2 white mages and 2 thieves, and I think they're finishing somewhere around 2 hours and 30. We'll see if we're here this late.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I like Thunder going straight to the king, going, please God, give me a Thor hammer, it's a bottle.
Yeah, that does not look like a Thor's hammer. That is exactly what he probably does not want to see right now, unless, of course, Gaia is one of the inner cities.
Yeah.
Which, what do I mean exactly by that? What's going on here with these flags?
We've got town shuffle on, so the only town that we know for sure is that Corneria is Corneria. After that, we've got a cheap rod. But outside of that, every other town can be anything else. So we're gonna see what ends up popping up everywhere.
Well, a rod is good. Obviously, gets you all of Earth Cave. Plus, it's one of the 6 required items to go into go mode. Looks like Thunderclaude's stream is a little cut off there. Hopefully we can get that fixed here in just a second. While Spellzap is going to go on ahead and head towards Topher, and Thunderclaude's going to check city. So already we're all over the place. Already just, woo!
Yeah, well, we've got Cure 3, I think it was, and Ruse, so, we can be evasive. Other than that...
Yeah, we got an okay axe. It's already bad enough because, well, it's the great axe, but none of these guys can equip it because they pretty much only equip hammers and massa. And there we go, we got an iron hammer. Melman provides! I can't even believe it! The one time in the history of Melman that people actually care about what's going on there.
Yeah, that is everything that was absolutely needed at this point. If there was anything else anywhere, it would be absolutely horrible to try and do this without any sort of attack. So that's going to help Thunder huge here in the early game.
That's a big pickup right there. I don't know if he actually ever made it to Provoca. I could probably check the notes here. Nope, nothing there. We know Melman is in Elfland, and that's about all we know right now. So we know there's a bottle from the king, and we know Thunderclaude has 4 iron hammers, which are the same damage as a rapier. So actually going to be able to do some pretty decent damage with these 4 white mages in the early game.
Yeah, that's going to help. That's going to help a lot. Like, you're the best thing that you're going to be able to swing outside of, finding Masa somewhere. It's all going to be based off of, please God let Fade fall somewhere in the first couple levels or find some sort of AoE item, because otherwise this may take some time.
This is going to be punishing for sure. And of course, because it is Town Shuffle and these guys did 4 white mages, we've got Lefane and Provoca and Melman. Really no magic, no item shops except for what's in Canaria.
Yeah, there's nothing good coming out of it. This is if you had a chance to catch game 1 last night, I know we were both kind of floating around watching it. It was a horrible grind, the early game. Early Marsh was absolutely atrocious to them. I mean, they're already now at 3 minutes in, higher level at like level 3 than they were pretty much for like half an hour of the game yesterday. So, in
Yeah.
some respects, it's a little better.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't know. I did not catch. Did you catch? Sorry, did Thunderclaude actually check level white magic just to see what was in there? Because I think you got to get to level 11 or 12 before you can even cast any level 5 magic.
Yeah, I believe it's 12. I don't think he looked at it either. He was just like, ugh, I got iron hammers and got all excited and ran back to Garlan.
I don't blame that amount of excitement. Like I said, iron hammers are gonna do some decent business. It just and as of right now, it looks like they've done all the checks they can do. Looks like Marsh is going to be required at this point, and whew,
Yeah, unless there's anything sitting in those two chests at Dwarf, we're headed to everyone's favorite place right off the hop here, which is going to be great.
yeah. So Spellzap is going first.
Yeah.
Look, we got harm 4 in life, which is actually that'll be great at level 12.
And he's going to get the great news that there are iron hammers. Probably the only time in the history of this game that you see iron hammers and think to yourself, good God, yes.
Yeah. And something happened over on Thunderclaude's side. Garlan has lit too. That's going to be an impossible battle. Hopefully progression, like early progression, isn't behind that Garlan battle, at least for the time being. Like something like, I don't know, the slab that could, since we do have Melman and Lefane, that could easily lead to the canoe, which means the canal can be somewhere else. Oh no.
Funny thing though, level 1, Garland's got light 2, which is a little annoying, but level 1's got A-lit, believe it or not.
Big pickup. Spellzap. No, he's going for the cure 3. Well, of course, you got to get the ruse in the vanilla slot, which is actually great for this party because they're going to be able to, they're not going to have to really try to find a defense sword or white shirts or anything like that. They can just throw some ruses out there, and they'll have 9 castings of ruse each by the time they get into Topher. Should be okay.
Yeah, I think between that and you're probably still looking for white shirt anyway, based just off the fact that it's going to be a fantastic defense. More than anything, you're going to want that absorb. It's next best thing that they can do. They can equip outside of Opal there. So having that white shirt and an Opal gauntlet potentially and a couple of golds, you're going to want that absorb anyway. Free casts are bonus above it.
Yeah. So for those that are just joining us, we got Simple Sarah, Reese Wolf, Asher, SVJ's doing our restream here on Randomania. Yes, your eyes are not fooling you. We have 4 white mages. The first time in the spring tournament 2020 that we've got 4 white mages doing 4 white mage things. And this is match 2, semifinals. Thunderclaude versus Spellzap. Spellzap up 1 game, and we have Canaria in its normal place, a little Cure 3, some Ruse. We've got Melman in the Elfland area with just Iron Hammer, good magic, but of course they can't really do anything with that magic at these low levels right now. And then lastly, we've got Lefane over in the Provoca location. We know as of right now that Garlan has lit too. So they're going to have a hard time getting through Garlan. And we're going to see what the dwarves are carrying in those 2 chests.
I'm genuinely surprised no one's gone back to pick up A-Lit at this point. Oh, he's got to follow it too. Yeah,
so we got some armor. So at this point, either, like I said before, it's like a Garland kill that leads to a fetch quest that leads to the canoe and they can get out of this area, or they have to go into Marsh Cave. So, yeah.
But even really hope that Thunder here is going to go for the A-Lit strat. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a viable option at this point. But just because you can, resist lightning doesn't mean there's not more nastiness behind the lightning too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we saw Frost right behind it, which unfortunately, even if you survive that, I don't think at these levels even the A-Lit will help.
Yeah, so that's
more than enough to kill after it.
Yeah, so it's just crazy because any normal party, if you had a black mage or a red mage that could do some sort of AOE or cast any sort of black magic at all, could probably get maybe like, one or two resets. But yeah, these guys are going to have to like really grind some levels up before they can deal with this Garlan.
Spellzap doing the very old school move of killing ogres to get levels, which at this point probably your best bet.
Yeah, this brings me back to 4th grade here, watching watching somebody grind ogres for what seems to be the whole game. Thunderclaude picking up some copper bracelets for his Marsh dive. Not a bad play considering, it is 5 absorb, it's more than 0. And you may as well get some absorb if you're going to go into Marsh Cave and bang your head against it for a little bit.
Yeah, you're really hoping out of Spellzap. I think that might be a sarcastic Array Dwarf coming out of Spellzap at this time. But I think right here, this may be like one of those times where you're like, what a Mage Stick would do for you, or a Zeus Gauntlet, would just be massive at this point. Heck, even a Light Axe to deal with the undead here. You need some form of AoE here.
Yeah, so I wanna go ahead and quote these guys since we know that we're gonna be hanging out a little bit. Scums only have like max absorb and they're unrunnable, so you just can't even. You gotta just out of that one. So let's laugh at this for a second. So the draft went this way. Thunder, of course, being down a game, selected first. He selected a white mage. Ooh, somebody has death touch too. Over on Thunderclaude's side, it's either the zombie or the ghouls. I did not. But Spellzap responds with, "How much fun do you want to have?"
Yeah.
Thunder's like, "I don't know." Spellzap goes double white mage, so we're up to 3 white mages now. And Thunderclaude's like, you know what? Let's just make it 4. Let's just go ahead and do this. These are direct quotes. And whew.
I believe the quote in between was, "I'm going to leave this in your hands, white mage, white mage."
Yeah.
Provoking Thunder to do loose cube.
There we go. First
loose.
I mean, it's not going to do any AoE damage or kill Garland, but it's a loose item.
It's no force hammer.
And these...
The ghouls are the ones with the death touch.
God, what? This is... Oh, do we have A-list strats happening over on Spellzap's side? Because he sure is surviving longer into this battle than I've seen anybody else do so far. Oh, Garlan with Cure 3.
There's no way you're going to take down that. And he's got X-First, so your A-lit doesn't matter.
All right, we got a Cure 3 of his own coming out on Zoe here, 21 damage. Zoe coming out for 14. Slow lands, not that it really matters. I don't think. And Bane.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Garland already, I was just going to make the same comment that Asher put out. Garland said, "I don't need to go back 2,000 years in the past to be awesome."
Already chaos. And the worst part is he's probably rolled stronger skills and spells than Chaos may eventually roll at the end of the game.
This may be the record for longest time it takes to get our Garland kill here, people. I'd love to know if that stat's out there somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see now. These runners could there was talk before the race started that if things got kind of hairy and they couldn't really do anything in the early game, that we could potentially get a reroll. Now these 2 players, I can't imagine are going to do it. They're going to bang their heads against this as long as they need to. I would be surprised if a reroll happened, but it is possible. It's, as Kush. Is that his name? The one white mage that's laying down on Thunderclaude's side?
It's Kush. He's relaxing.
Yeah, he's just taking a break.
It could be Cushion.
So, Muck's unrunnable too, so you got Scums and Mucks that are unrunnable here. You've got Ghouls that have Death Touch. Spellzap grinding Imps at this point.
Yeah, you need the... I think Spellzap's going to take this and see if he can get enough HP where he can survive a couple of rolls of some things to maybe be able to take Garland down. He really doesn't want to go into Marsh at all. He wants to take care of Garland here and hope progression lies with that. He's looking at the stat screen there and seeing 250 experience to his next level, thinking to himself, that's going to be a while.
Yeah. Yeah, ooh, spiders with fire 3 are going to probably wipe, Thunder here. So we got spiders with fire 3, we got death touch ghouls, we got unravel scums. Yeah, this Marsh is, crab cake said it best, this Marsh is gross.
Yeah, yesterday's Marsh was not pretty, today's Marsh isn't pretty. It's just good news all around.
Yeah, crab cake said, let's go use Rouge Strats and crit loop Thyro. That'll definitely give him levels. Let's see here. He's still got all 4 of his white mages up. One is stun locked. He attacked there. This may be the best chance we've seen anybody in there. Goes Garlan.
He's got him.
Now, what are we gonna get out of this? It's the we already knew that was the bottle. There, got. It's the slap. Oh, I called it. Oh no! Please don't lead to the.
Oh, don't worry, Crab Cake. It can still be Thor's hammer. It can be.
Yes, Asher and Chad, we can do things. Scorpion is doing a number on, and Scorpions are unrunnable too here in Marsh. At this point, in Thunderclaude's mind, he's got to be like, why am I even in this dungeon? Like, I should grind and try to kill Garland and see what Garland can do. Because, like, oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's the... Wow.
Yeah, this has been... Yeah, like I said, yesterday's was the exact same thing. The early game was so not fun. There were so many bad scripts. It's just like this, where it seems like everything in Marsh has something that's going to be an issue. It's all unrunnable. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all around.
Yeah, so, I don't know, somebody was saying slab to opal. There's a part of this that these runners may not want to see the canoe, because then that just opens up Ice Cave and Volcano, and another potential other city, which the city could be a good city, like Elfland or Provoca.
You want magic so badly right now, but even then, you're still, we're banking so hard that magic's gonna come up to be something useful, though.
Yeah, and after Thunderclaude hung out with those scorpions for what seemed like about 4 or 5 minutes, he ended up taking the wipe and is going to try to get out of here. And White Mage is known for their run chance, as you can see. Failed a couple of there.
They're fantastic at it. They practice it all the time. Running with thieves all the time. It totally is the same percentage chance.
Yeah. So yeah, Magius just joining us here. Magius1 wondering what is going on here. Yeah, no magic. 4 white mages. They did it to themselves. We've got a ruby. So yep, Marsh has to be done.
Yep, we're going Marsh.
So we do at least know that there's a cube in Marsh Cave, right? Thunderclaude's about to grab it right here if he can get past if he can stop getting boned. He's gonna actually take the battle, which if he can land some hits on these things, he can at least get some experience. They're not known for great experience, but at least he can kill them.
It's better than nothing. At this point, you're gonna want to kill, everything that you can. He's gonna get his linked.
Oh, he's got a canal and the cube right next to each other. He's got to get out of here. He's He's gonna have a huge advantage if he can get out of here.
Yeah, but now he has to. If he can get out of here, he's got to make his way and finally be able to kill Garland to get this ruby. You've got that whole side open. You can get Rod, you can get Ruby. I mean, there's a lot of potential. Going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Spellzap is going to try to make his way northbound and Marsh Cave, try to hit up the first floor. These guys are going to high five on the way down. We got 4 of them. 4 of them could do it. Ghouls take down 1. Woo gets away. Muck's unrunnable. He's going to have to ruse up and try to... So yeah, he's going to ruse up. He's going to try to get some defenses up so these Mucks can't beat him up to the... And try to kill these guys. Oh no. Whew.
Okay, he's got his ruses up at least on Kush. Kush has got 2 ruses, so he should be, barring any crits, should be okay to get through this. It'll take time, but he
Yep.
should be able to.
Yeah. But at least he has the information. So even if he does take a wipe here, even if something bad happens, he can't get away from this muck. As Spellzap gets his cube back because he knew it was there, and he's going to pick up his canal. So he's going to get the great news as well. And Spellzap's going to try to get out of here as well. So we know that was it the spiders that had fire 3? I think it was the spiders, not the arachnids, right? And then unrunnable scorpions. And I have to use rouge strats against these things too.
Ugh, they hit hard.
Yeah, they do. Scorpions were always like the beginner's trap in Marsh Cave. You know, you could deal with like all the poison touch and stun touch things that were down in Marsh Cave, but man, you would run into like a pack of scorpions and they'd hit you like 2 hits for like the damage, and you're like, what? Why is this happening? Nothing's hit me this hard yet.
I don't have the absorb for this at this point in the game.
All right, so we're down to 1 muck. Kush versus the muck. What is going to happen here as Spellzap is doing the exact same thing against scorpions.
Yeah, this is it's all ruse all the time, all Iron Hammer. This is what you hoped for, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, at least Ruse was level 1. You know, what if? Oh, like, at least they have some.
Yeah, this at least makes it viable. If you didn't have that, there'd be no way you're surviving any of these encounters.
Chat wondering if they're on the same encounter. I don't think they're on the same table because Thunderclaude did not see these scorpions coming back out when he picked up the cube in the canal that I'm aware of. So he's just
get ahead right now.
Yeah.
Where he is.
Okay, he's a few steps away. He gets out. All right, so Kush is up. He's got plenty of camping gear. He's got the canal. Do you think he's going to save trying to kill Garlan until he can do some, out of sea area, or do you think he's going to try to do the Garlan kill now?
I don't know. He might. I think he's going to dip out and at least check Vanilla Melmond in the hopes that he can find Fade, whether that, hoping that that's going to be Provoca or Elfland, that he's going to have something to do with it. I can see him making a quick dip to check Melmond, and then possibly even make the sail around to check both Onra and Crescent to find out if he can he can find those towns, because he's going to be, I think he's going to be searching for magic here.
Oh, absolutely. I could not agree with that more. I mean, you got 3 cities you can get to right now. You can go to Melmond, you can go to Crescent, you can go to Onrak. We've already seen the 2 really undesirable cities, which are Lefane and Melmond. So we're going to hope that we've got like a Provoker or an Elfland out there. The odds are pretty good that they're out there, but we're going to hope for Thunderclaude's sake that that one of those 2 cities is right here in Melmond, as he is the first person out of the Inner Sea. Believe it or not, with the 4 white mage party, and as nasty as this game is, only 22 minutes in, and of course it's Gaia, but we got a bottle, so we're going to be able to see what the bottle turns into. Exit level 7 for 23,000 gold. Whew.
It would just be absolutely cruel if those, if both Elfland and Provoca are 100% floater locked in Gaia and Lefane.
That would be rough. I mean, but we're going to at least see what the bottle turns into, get our next fetch quest going, and blink and you miss it. Spellzap also got out of there with the canal, and we got an herb, so he'll be back into the Inner Sea with that turn in.
I think he's going to take the Southern Dock and make his way around here to Crescent at the same time, though.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Great routing. You don't want to get yourself stuck in the Inner Sea, but of course, I'm sure that once he turns in the herb, it's going to be something like the crystal or the TNT or the adamant. It's going to go back into the Inner Sea.
Yeah.
And Spellzap making it out of Marsh. Great rouge strats against those scorpions. Able to get out of there. Is going to do his bottle turn in as well. It's the bad news about exit here. And Aether. You can pick up Aether.
That's huge.
Huge.
Spellzap though has that ruby that he got from the Garlan, and it is of course it is. Go back to the inner sea. Everything we said. Smart routing. It's the logical thing. The game says nope.
Yeah.
Back in you go.
And Crabcake's pointing out, did we see? I guess Thunderclaude didn't check out the weapons in Gaia, but somebody's excited about Solar Hammers. Is that what was in there?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what had popped up. I was kind of laughing at the fact that we got crystal out of that. I just naturally assume this crystal will turn into the crown for the perfect reverse order of the
of the inner sea.
Yeah.
So we got chat pointing out we got wall and heal 3 at level 8. So I assume they'll be able to cast those spells because I doubt they're going to beat the game in under level 25. But it does suck that it's level.
Yeah, heal 3 is a nice one to have at all times for anywhere that you can. Saves a lot of time on menuing and that, so always nice to have if you have the option for it, but oh well.
Yeah, and Spellzap is going to 3-man this. Not too terribly shocked here, based on just what they've seen so far. Spellzap did kill Garlan, so he was able to do the slab current fetch quest to the ruby, so he's going to get his 2 incentive things here, and he's got a loose canoe. So that's our second loose today. Crown. Okay. I'd love to see these guys try to kill Astos with this 4-white party.
Yeah, Garlan proved a bit of a pain in the butt to start off with. I'm sure Astos will be just as easy. Yeah,
Ruse strats 1 hit, 1 damage for however many HP he has. An Opal Cheerio, which I'm sure he's totally fine seeing, but wow.
All that work going through all those fetch quests around for the bottle to wind up with the Opal.
Yeah.
Well, at least Kush is going to be really, really well absorbed up now, at least.
Yeah. So, and then blink and you miss it. And Sarda has the loot, so traded in his stick for a guitar.
I wonder if Thunder's going to go take care of Garland here now. He's back here at Canaria.
Picking up, he's picking up Alit. Yeah.
He's going Alit strat. Meanwhile,
right, so that.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, Spellzap's made his way here. He's picked up his rod. He bought it. He's gonna go through Earth here.
Yeah, not a bad play. Ooh, gold bracelet, big pickup there. Yeah, that'll. If Thunderclaude does the same, he'll be pretty equipped, at least with that Opal Cheerio and Gold Cheerio.
Yeah, I think Thunder here's hoping for some better RNG in terms of not getting absolutely destroyed. With just of course lit 2 comes out.
Yeah, so yeah, of course, three of the white mages went through lit A-lit out, and the lit 2 went out before anything, and hold lands on the rouged white mage. Whew.
Oh, and there goes your A-lit. He decides to cast Expert on you. He does not care.
Yeah, the Cure 3 negates everything he's already done, and he says, nope. No. He is gonna unfortunately leave that loose canoe. That
got a ribbon on Spellzap's side here and Pro Ring, nice.
Man, Earth won the big pickup play there. Easy.
Gold bracelet, Pro Ring, ribbon. Whoo. Oh, yeah, Claude coming here too now, so he's gonna pick up all those nice little goodies as well here.
Yeah. Mummy's unrunnable. Probably gonna do some ruse strats and try to take him down.
We did see harm 4, but that's at level 5, so we're not there.
Yeah, and Crabcake's pointing out in chat, getting this ribbon that Spellzap's already picked up is gonna make that Garland battle way easier for him. He should be able to have no issues against Garland at that point.
Yeah, he should have everything he needs at that point to be able to take care of that situation then with that ribbon.
Yeah, and it looks like these mummies just don't want to get hit by these hammers. Ooh, 1 hit, 1 damage. This is going to take a while if Thunderclaude doesn't go on ahead and reset out, which I know Spellzap already did reset out of this battle. Now the mummies on this particular floor, the number 8 encounter, they're the rare encounter here. That's part of one of the newer flags we've been using during Spring Tournament, the shuffled encounter rarity. So typically you would never see mummies on this particular floor, but of course since we've shuffled all the rarity, here we are.
Yeah, it seems like in a lot of places, I've seen a lot of encounter 8s come out. You see lots of dragons now. It seems like Gasty seems to show up in Waterfall all the time. So
Yeah.
it's great seeing that.
This is insane how many unrunnables we've had in this early game. These gargoyles are unrunnable too. So we got mummies that were unrunnable, gargoyles that are unrunnable here. We had the scums and the muck that were also unrunnable, and the scorpions in Marsh Cave. And wow. And yeah, Asher pointing out if silver hammers were in fact for sale in Gaia, you might want to go pick them up. I don't remember what the price was on them, but they'll do significantly more damage.
Yeah, anything that can help at this point in time is the big thing.
Crabcake's pointing out it is 500 gold, so they should have that much money. And Thunderclaude will eventually have that much money once he kills the second mummy.
It may be a long, slow, drawn-out process, but he'll get there with the ruse going on. Luckily, these mummies don't have any scripts. We haven't seen anything out of them. It's been strictly physical, so the ruse cruise is taking control. And as I say that, a crit comes out and drops in.
Yeah, Ion going down, and Spellzap able to get out with that ribbon after doing ruse strats against those unrunnable gargoyles, and Thunderclaude finally taking down those mummies, getting up to level 7 and 5. One step away in another unrunnable battle.
What are the odds of all of these unrunnable?
And they have Scorch. He really wants that gold bracelet, which I don't even blame him.
No, good luck though. I appreciate his tenacity here, but we've got a Thor hammer. Astos has it. I don't know how we'll kill him, but we've got a Thor hammer.
Yeah, I think you can you use that Thor hammer? You should be able to use it. It should be in his first.
The first
person should have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds is pointing out it should be on Zoe. So I'm a little shocked he's not using it yet, because it's the best damage to be able to do right now. I think he's just trying to get the ruses out. Ooh, Zoe down to 18 damage. Just check your items. Check the items. But yeah, Zoe's down, so it's gonna be 1 hit, 1 damage. Pretty much the rest of this Astos battle. And that crown that came out of the Titans, correct? Yeah. So
that's correct.
So that's
the incentive Titan. The canoe was loose in there with it, but it was incentivized. Titan's chest was the crown.
Yeah. So unfortunately, like Thunder's in a situation where he actually needs to kill Garlan. He needs to kill Garlan to get that Thor's hammer so he can have some sort of AoE.
Yeah, it's massive if he can do that.
So right now, where are we at? We're still just kind of in the Earth area. Thunderclaude's trying to get the gold bracelet out of here. Hopefully, if he can get the gold bracelet out, he will check the other part of this Earth cave so he can get that ribbon and pro ring. Because that would be just massively huge for him.
Yeah, he right now all he's seen is he knows that gold bracelet is sitting up at the top, but in those bottom right set of chests are the he gets
one step away, one step. Oh,
that second encounter comes one step like right there. It's just poor guy.
And the crazy part is, like, could you imagine, like, at the end of all this, after doing all this stuff, if they, Onrak's gonna have, like, Provoco with level 2 Fade or something. Like, totally accessible this whole time. Whew. Yeah, these same time losses for Thunder are making the Astos a lot less impactful, which is definitely true. Astos is down. Spellzap does have the Thor's hammer, so I think we're good to go. here as far as Spellzap is concerned. I think he's done all his little turn-ins that he needs to do.
He reset out of that fight. He got bored of sitting there watching nothing.
Oh, dang it! I just assumed he finally finished hitting Nastas one hit, one damage.
He was swinging for a while and just realized this isn't going too well.
Yeah. So we do. Somebody was asking, let's go level 8 Fade. We know level 8 Fade does not exist because we've seen all the level 8 magic. We got Wall and Heal 3. There was something at Lefan that I don't remember, and some other spell.
Was there?
Exfer, yeah. So he's gonna get the bad news about the crystal here. He's gonna have to do the old journey for his Opal Cheerio.
Well, if he wants, so he can kind of go on the outer part here and then take some of those river tiles, since he has the canoe to be able to get to Matoya, as opposed to having to go all the way through the inner sea.
Yeah, he's not interested in it right now, so he's just gonna go on ahead and check out some cities. It looks like so.
Yeah, he wants magic so bad, and you can't blame him one bit.
Yeah, Thunder's just trying to find any sort of reprieve on this encounter table that he can just walk in here, get this gold bracelet, get it equipped, get out of this dungeon so he can save, and then maybe check some of these other boxes. But he's had such a hard time here, it makes me wonder if he's even going to check these other rooms. He does get out with gold bracelet. He's going back in, so that's really good.
Yeah, he's going to be ecstatic when he checks these two chests here.
Yeah, so
a lot better.
Yeah, ribbon, and he's looking for it. So he knows the ribbon and the pro ring are there. He knows where that long encounter is in the encounter table. Looks like we got Elfland over on, and we got life 2 on Spellzap side.
Great spell to have. Probably not the one we really, really hoped for.
Yeah, and we got Lamp, big pickup. Would have been good in Thunderclaude. Yeah, would have been good in Thunderclaude's match against those ogres, because I think they did something to him that made him dark status. And we've got Fear, Harm 2, Pure, just a bunch of. The Harm 2's fine, I guess.
Well, you gotta get Fear. I mean, every now and then, you never know.
Yeah. So where are we at with Fade right now? It could be level 2. It could be in Crescent at level 6. And it could be an on-rack at level 7.
Well, and you are banking hard on Provoke a Fade.
Yeah, you are. And Thunderclaude, we're trying to walk this ribbon and pro ring out after manipulating some encounters here. And it's going to have to do restrats against these gargoyles just to try to get away and get out with the stuff. We got silver bracelets here, and Elfland, that's a good pickup. Good bit of armor for the other 2 white mages. 15 absorb, you can't go wrong with that one.
No, and he hasn't gone through and finished out the last part of the crystal here leading to that opal, so he's got the 1 gold and silver on the others. But if he goes through and ends up cashing in that crystal to get that opal, that's good absorb for his mages here at the early to mid part of the game.
And so Spellzap's going to dive one of our first fiend dungeons here. Check out what's going on. Chat. Second, third, fourth, and fifthing crab cake statement about the Thor's hammer. Appreciate that from Black Mages, Asher, Classic Gamer, and Simple Sarah all hanging out with us, watching.
NASA. Oh, here we go. I don't think Thor hammer, while it would be good, that helps him feel a lot better.
Now that's a very, very that's a pretty normal check. I expect Thunderclaude to check that at some point in the game. Whether
nice.
Yeah, Armory provides. Big time provides here. But yeah, I expect Thunderclaude to check that sooner rather than later. It just depends on how long it takes him to get out of here. He is out with the ribbon. He's out with the gold bracelet and the pro ring, so he's going to be able to get away from this. But now that Spellzap has a way to actually kill things effectively, we will see Spellzap's levels finally go up, as he was only level 6 at this point.
Yeah, and then on top of that, now Spellzap can definitely go back if he doesn't remember that you can use that Thor's hammer right away.
All right.
That Massa will take care of Astos real quick, and that'll
Yeah.
get him AOE he needs.
Yeah, so Spellzap big pickup there. Thor's hammer, like you said, would have been fine, but I think the Massa obviously is happy to see that. Thunderclaude's not going to kill Garlan yet, even though he has the ribbon. He's going to go city checking. We know Elfland's in the Crescent area. Were we going to get a Provoca? We are going to get Crescent.
Okay.
So Provoca is floater locked. Is Fade going to be here?
Gold bracelet for sale for 14. That's a good thing to remember.
Yeah. And what do we got? We have Fade, and it's very cheap, and it is White Mage learnable. Now, you're going to have to get, to level 14 or 15 to cast it, but still.
That's there. At least you know you're going to get it. And, oh, there's a tail. I mean, nothing we can do massive at this time, but, you know.
Yeah. So what do? Like, he doesn't have enough money to really pick up Fade, and it's not like he can cast it anyway because he has no way to really get levels. So he just leaves it on the table.
That's okay. I know where it is. I'm gonna have to get that. He's got to be thinking now. You know what? It's 40 minutes in. It's time to kill me some Garland. I mean, that's got to be the next obvious play for him. I mean, I suspect he'll probably check the Crescent location, and figure out. You know, there's not a heck of a lot. You know that it's Elfland, but the magic wasn't exactly the best there for things. Garland's got to be front and center on his mind because it will unlock so much for him, giving him that canoe.
Yeah. So at least we have the Life 2, you know, kind of early at level 3. You know, we've got the Ruse at level 1, so we got good, at least, you know, Topher-ish defensive magic that we have. You know, if you get enough Ruse stacks, you can kill a thing, you can bring people back to life as long as one person survives, right? But yeah, like, you need that Fade at this point. You just need something. You need that Massa. You need that Thor's hammer. Luckily, Spellzap does have the Massa, so he's in pretty decent shape as far as being able to actually kill. And Crabcake's pointing out it is level 16 for the Fade.
Yeah, Thunder's got a ribbon. He's got a gold bracelet. He's got an opal bracelet. He should be able to withstand some things. He's got A-lit. He should be able to get through.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so St. Von Jester and Chad hanging out with the Caesar Restreamer tonight. You guys can go on ahead and blame him for this seed because he's the one that rolled it. Not Crimbot. This was all St. Von Jester.
Got our impeccable tracker, Danny 3883, taking care of the notes and doing everything in the background as well. Everyone say hi.
Yeah. And of course, Ilmar's Ubermuller's hanging out with me on comms, and I'm Gregory Puff hanging out as well. You know, calling match 2 between Spellzap and Thunderclaude. We're in the semifinals, man. There's only 4 people left. Crabcakes in chat, also one of the last people left, as well as Cheesenator, her opponent. They just did match 1 earlier. Obviously can't tell you anything about it, but it was a barn burner, and I suggest you go check it out at some point in time when you get time.
Yeah, watch it. It was a good one. Very close, very hotly contested. Fantastic race. Won't spoil the ending. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so it looks like Spellzap is going to get his Thor's hammer. You know, with the Massa, should be able to actually take Astos down, not do 1 hit 1 damage the whole time.
164 feels a lot better, followed by 194. There goes Astos. He's got his Thor's hammer. Feels a lot better now. He's got some AoE to go with it as well. So,
yeah. So at this point, you've got the canoe, right? We know what cities are around. We pretty much at this point, what we need ordeals. We need Ice Cave. It could potentially, the floater could potentially be loose and like Volcano or Ice Cave, but we've got Ice Cave, Waterfall, and Ordeal. So we've already seen 2 loose. So I don't know.
I think if I'm Spellzap at this point, he hasn't made the run over to the original on-ramp, which ended up being Crescent. For him, I see him going towards that direction. He might stop off and do ordeals on the way there, check the town, get the information that Fade is there at level 6, and then probably do Waterfall. Makes the most sense.
Yeah, Asher 1611 wondering in chat if we saw the Hall of Giants tiles. We did not. We didn't even see the Earth tile when they were in those rooms. They were not interested in any of that. They wanted to get out with those chests. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Mazada, it's been a while since we've seen Mazada here hanging out. And yes, 4 white mages. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This is what these two drafted for each other.
Yeah, they asked each other how much fun do we want to have today, and yeah, this is all the fun we got. Z-Man asking in chat where was Masa. Masa was in Volcano Armory. It was hanging out right there. It's a real easy check to find. Only problem is you have to kill Garland. Garland was a bit of a pain in the butt to be able to kill though. So Thunder hasn't done that yet. You need to follow the fetch quest chain, which will eventually get you the ruby to be able to get your canoe to get yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah, so talking about Garland here, Thunderclaude is over 40 minutes into the siege, still hasn't killed Garland, and we know from watching the Garland battle was like Lit 2, we saw like Frost, we saw Exfer, Cure 3, Bane, so yeah, Garland was not messing around, and it was tough to get out of here.
Yeah, it was. Garland was not playing. Apologies, having some technical difficulties at this point in time on our end. Hope we can get that corrected here.
Once we obviously get these technical issues figured out, we'll get back to where Spellzap's located. He's trying to get back to this gold bracelet, it looks like. Thunderclaude got the news about Elflin. So where do you think he goes? He doesn't really have any other options but kill Garland, right?
I don't think he does. Without that canoe, he doesn't have the opportunities to be checking other things out. It's Garland. It's gotta be Garland.
Yeah. So right now, he obviously knows that as well. He's heading. Oh no, he's going. Where is he going? Oh, he's going to the northern dock at Provoca, maybe. Because he doesn't have the chime, so it's not like he could go. Yeah, that's exactly where he's going. He's hitting up this lonely dock over here. You know, sometimes you need a random dock near a random peninsula near no cities.
I think he's banking on a pop grind here because he took a fight against giants, and they were really, really kind to him, and he was able to take them down. Is he maybe looking for that? Oh, and he gets them here too.
Yeah, look, Pop Grind is the name of the game here. Thunderclaude's just going to try to use some ruse strats to get through anything.
Yeah, he took that one fight against them and was able to whittle them down with his hammers. So he noticed that and said, you know what, if I can pull these off out of somewhere and be able to grind on them, that'll be good news. And it looks like he's able to find them here. So he's hoping to repeat this a few times to get some get a few levels out of this. I think he's wanting to push to that 16 to get that one cast of Fate.
Yeah. I mean, if he needs to be able to do anything to get through the Garlan battle. Luckily, Spellzap, with the A-Lit and a little bit better RNG, was able to kill Garlan much earlier. Spellzap getting the good news about the Fate at level 6 here. Knows he still needs, obviously, some levels before he can cast it, but at least he's got it. Doesn't have to make too many more trips over here, and can also go to Waterfall since he does have the canoe.
Spellzap makes the mistake of following the natural order of going to the black magic shop after the white magic shop, and quickly realizes he shouldn't be there and backs out. That's that muscle memory. He's just like, I have to go here, and then go, wait.
Yeah, wait. Let's check our tracker notes here real quick and see if our wonderful tracker Danny's been keeping track of black magic. She is not. So we'll never know. Good tracker.
Both times he walked in, and before he even pulled up the list, he was like, I just need to leave here. I do not need to look at this. I guess he just wants to say hi to the shopkeep, see how they're doing.
Ashes of Aaron. You want to answer his question, or that person's question? Their question about what's happening with the 4 white mages?
Why would you do that to yourself? Well, this is a draft. Thunder started off. He said white mage, and right away Spellzap asked, "How much fun do you want to have tonight?" So, Spellzap goes, "Let's go double white mage," and then replies with, "I'm gonna leave this in your hands." And Thunder couldn't resist. He just had to do it. He had to pick that 4th white mage, and here we are. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so, and Dark Moon pointing out in chat that Garland is the the true final boss here, as we're nearing the 50-minute mark. Thunderclaude still hasn't killed Garland, which we know is holding progression right now. We know that we've got the loot and Sarda, the crown and Titan's incentive, and a loose canoe also about 3 chests down from that Titan's incentive chest. The crown will lead to the Thor's hammer, which will be a wonderful thing for Thunderclaude to see, and then hopefully from there he'll make that trip into Volcano and hopefully pick up that massa so he can also actually do damage against things. Spellzap gonna give us our first look at the robot here in just a second.
Not very often you hear at the 50-minute mark, we know that Garland is holding progression. We got a key from the robot here, so that opens up a bunch of chests. I don't know if you really care all that much. I don't know what else you're really hoping for, unless it's gonna be another loose that's out there. But outside of that, I mean, I guess defense isn't horrible if you can find it. There's not really a heck of a lot else that you need in terms of gear that you can really use in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, pro capes. I mean, the thing about the key though is we've got the tri-state transportation flag on. So basically, tri-state just means that the flag is either turned on or off, and the seed decides it when the seed is rolled. So canoe and floater are what I'm talking about here as far as the tri-state is concerned, and it's either turned on as an incentive item and will be in one of the incentive locations, or it could potentially be turned off, which means it will always be loose. Right now, we've already found the loose canoe. The canoe ended up rolling loose, or being turned off on that tri-state. With that key pickup from Spellzap, that's just more places that a floater could potentially be loose.
Yeah, it's really that's the fun, the joy curse, if you will, of tri-state, is you're never quite sure how many true loose that you're gonna find that are out there yet. But in terms of gear though, if finding massa, you got a white shirt, you know what the opal bracelet is. You're only a white mage, you can't wear anything really more than that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's chest checking is pretty much just for the whole sake of looking for any loose that are out and about at this point in time. We got Spellzap here checking into ordeals now. Finally able to check this out. Gonna see what the incentive chest here is gonna be. Just gonna have to go through the shuffled mages first.
Yep.
Pardon me.
Yeah, one of the flags that's pretty much on all the time. Like, every time you ever play the game ever, this particular flag is turned on. So, it basically just, instead of hitting up the southernmost pillar, they will always be shuffled, and you pretty much have to go through all the rooms. And another unrunnable encounter. This has got to be one of the worst, because I don't think gargoyles don't have any elemental resistance. That Thor's hammer is going to do about that kind of damage, as you see. It's not going to do great. It's not going to do terrible. It's just going to do that.
Yeah,
it's something.
Gargoyles can sometimes roll pretty high on HP, can be really annoying. Thunder, you don't have a Ruby Thunder.
I'm not sure what he's doing exactly. If he's just trying to grind some more things, or with that harm too, maybe try to take out some of these undead.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be an overworld grind on some things that he can kill. He wants levels in some way, shape, or form. But
Classic Gamer 76 actually teaching me something new today. I always thought Argos resisted elementals, but apparently they don't resist lightning, so they're similar to the wizards, and that they will actually take some somewhat damage from lightning. Now I know. And Spellzap does make it to the second floor of ordeals, and we'll be checking out this incentive box here in just Sunsword, big pickup for that night.
Fantastic pickup for the fighter that we don't have. Swing that, do some real good damage.
Yeah. Man-Cats, the other battle. Now, are these the guys that resist every element? Or am I losing my mind there too? I just know fire doesn't work on them.
Yeah, I'm like, fire, no good.
All right, so another go mode item in the Oxio. Not the floater that he probably wanted to see, but obviously required. And Thunderclaude just still kind of spinning his wheels, trying to figure out what he wants to do to get some levels. I really hope that this is just levels to kill Garlan, and that he's not planning an Earth dive, because we know that's not what we should be doing right now.
Floater might not technically be required. We can find... Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need it to get to on-rack. Yeah, so we do need a floater to get over there.
Yeah, and he's taking his luck against these Death Touch Geist Ghoul packs. Obviously, got a few levels from him if he gets some decent RNG, but it may just point out maybe some Silver Hammers would do him some good, so he can actually do some damage in that regard. Yeah, he just needs... He
needs to go for it against Garland. I think he's got enough HP across the board. He'll survive the Lit 2, provided he doesn't go crazy on skills and stuff after. We saw him throw out a bunch of attacks against Spellzaps, and he was able to take them down. So he's gotta go and try it.
Linkshot in chat wondering where Mute is located. We have not seen Mute, according to my tracking notes.
So we're once again waiting either on rack 7 or Provoca level 2.
No. When do you use Mute with a party like this? When you have a Garland that has skills and spells, and you... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only time.
Yeah, Thunder's really just gotta go for it. He's gotta try Garland again here.
Yeah, so right now at this point, we're either Ice Cave is either going to have, like, fetch quest 2 floater, or our third loot item is going to be the floater, which at this point it could be anywhere that isn't floater locked, of course, because we do have that canoe. We haven't seen chime though, so it obviously can't be in sky, and it can't be in sea because we know that sea is floater locked. So it could be down in earth, it could be down in volcano somewhere, or it can obviously be an ice cave.
Spellzap gonna make his way here. Thunder's still gonna try it. Oh, and they ambush him too. Ugh.
Yeah. This, unfortunately, just not going the way Thunder had hoped, I mean, I know that they expected a punishing seed, bringing 4 white mages along, but I don't think that they expected it to be like this punishing. Like all those early unrunnables, all this death touch happening right here. Garlan with skills and spells that you can't kill until the near hour mark.
Yeah.
Frosties with trance and glare. So exciting. And poison.
To follow.
And just death.
So this is the part that when this stuff starts happening, especially with a party like this, it can feel really frustrating. Yet at the same time, your opponent's going to be more than likely going through the same sort of stuff you are. This is where some real mental fortitude just kind of be like, this is the party we chose. This is this is what we went for. So just gotta try and relax, not get too frustrated by the situation. If you have a regular party and this stuff is happening, you feel really, really bad about it. When your party's like this, you just kind of go like, yeah, this stuff is gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this particular battle that he's taking here with the Death Fetch Ghouls. Is like, surprised he didn't go back into Earth Cave, because we know that the mummy battle was like, what, 1 or 2 encounters off the hard reset? And I think the mummies are a much...
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that the mummies would be a much better grind, at least for him, at this particular situation, because I just saw his levels. I don't even think he's at level 8 yet.
Yeah, he's got Charm too to be able to deal with them. That's a very, very good point. That we saw that encounter 8 right off the power cycle. I'm pretty sure it's either the first or second one. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Thunder's looks like he's going for
Garlan.
Garlan now.
Yeah, so we know at this point if he can kill Garlan, he's gonna get a slab. He can do the slab chain in the inner sea. We know that slab is going to lead to the ruby, which we know will lead to a crown, which leads to Thor's hammer. We know it will lead to a loose canoe, will also lead to the required loot. So he will be in a much better situation. He'll be able to go to Waterfall, which we know houses the key, go to Ordeals, which we know houses the Axial. And as of right now, we don't know what is in Ice Cave, because that is where Spellzap is. And if you're wondering, hey, we've got 4 white mages, does Spellzap have exit once he gets that incentive chest? Oh no. No. Exit is completely unlearnable at this moment in level 7 in God.
Yeah. Oh man.
Thunder's not taking the Garlan battle. I don't know what else could be left for him to do.
Crabcake's pointing out, and I was just going to say this might be the situation where he genuinely forgets that Garlan needs to be killed, because let's be honest, it's the hour mark. You're not doing an entrance shuffle. I've killed Garland already, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe getting silver bracelets. Check. I thought he had been here already. I think he's getting more harm 2s. Oh no! If he's getting more harm 2s, then he's doing an earth dive.
Yeah, this looks like it may be an earth dive at this point.
Well, Spellzap getting further and further into Ice Cave. Actually, a pretty good time for his party here. Unrunnable mummies and wisp mummies, as if we haven't seen enough unrunnable things so far.
Not the worst unrunnable though, given what you have access to with this party. It's good experience. It doesn't look like they've had anything. We know we've seen mummies a few times. We haven't seen anything come out of them.
Yeah.
So that's
Spellzap just
oh, that's 16. That's big.
yeah, that's fade big. So picking up level 16 across the board on his 3 white mages. Now he has at least one casting of fade on each of them.
Yeah, once he's able to, if and when he's able to get out of here and house up and restock those charges, he's going to be able to get through things a lot better.
Yeah. There's that unrunnable scum battle. Luckily, has the massive. Should be able to get through this battle. Not even going to bother with the. Well, I said not even bother with the Thor's hammer, but he is going to do it. And just as we predicted, it does look like we're going to get a full clear of Earth before killing Garlan. The only thing Thunder can hope for at this point is that the floater is down here.
Ooh,
Oh!
Undead.
The only time in the history of ever that you would ever take a Redbone battle, because they notoriously hit hard and they have lots of HP.
Oh, dying to 114. That's they rolled low.
Yeah. Frostwolf unrunnable. I feel like I have said unrunnable entirely too many times during this seed. Gonna check that tile. Obviously, nothing exciting. Is gonna take the bait on the R-Bones. I'm gonna ambush him for the first troubles.
Not the greatest, but considering what we've seen, probably good enough for now. You've got harm to, they weren't horribly big. They were only at around 110 HP or so. So
yeah.
couple fades or a couple harm twos will take care of. Ooh, a black shirt on Spellzap side. That's big.
Yeah, Crabcake's saying, yeah, definitely better than the overworld Geist that he was doing earlier with the Death Touch. Black Shirt's another good AoE pickup for Spellzap here, just to have the Ice 2. That with the Thor's Hammer, will preserve some of those fade charges when he does eventually try to make it through C. So that's going to be nice. So Hags, we got a fetch quest, TNT here. And so he's done all his incentive locations. We know we've got 2 loose already found. TNT is going to probably lead, well, not probably, it's going to lead to something, whether it be more progression like the Chime, or it's going to lead straight to the floater.
Yeah, this would be entertaining. Open up pretty much everything, leaving more and more options. Potentially finding that loose floater.
And as of right now, we do know that the floater will be required because Anrak is behind the floater. Anrak is either in the Gaia or the Lefane location, and we know that Provoca is also there. Which, of course, with these white mages, of course Provoca would be floater locked. And Thunderclaude gonna do more pop grind. Just
still, I guess, doesn't feel confident enough to take out Garland, I guess, or maybe he's thinking he has to do a full Earth clear at this point, or a full Marsh clear. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm thinking along the same line as Chad at this point. Like, either he's grinding to level 50 for Garland, or he's completely forgot Garland exists.
I wish it would have been possible for the seeds to have played out in a way that he didn't, that you didn't need to kill Garland for progression, and he had killed all the fiends and then showed up to go 2,000 years in the past and been like, wait a minute.
Wait a second here. Hold on. So yeah, Spellzap looks like he's out of harm charges. Gonna just ice 2 Thor, or, lit 2 and mass it down this last group of zombies. And I imagine at this point he'll probably try to get out of here with the levels that he picked up from grinding this particular tile. Which look over on Thunderclaude's side, and we're seeing the exact same battle.
Yeah, this is a great one. I think this is the one that Thunder skipped a whole bunch of fights. This was totally the one he was fishing for. He
Oh
wants
yeah,
combos for sure, and few harm twos takes him out, gets himself a couple levels. Feels good about that.
yeah. I would say this is if anybody's ever done a solo white mage or a four white mage, uh, run through of the vanilla game, that is the absolute battle you want to see when you're trying to get early levels in the game. Is that four zombies off the hard reset on the pot grind or in the Peninsula of Power.
Yeah, that's always really really good. But it looked like it was really really deep in the table though. He took probably 4 or 5 fights before he was able to get to that.
Yeah, and it looked like he had to so he burned off all of these, and then here it is. It's third off the hard reset, and luckily the encounter table is front loaded, so it doesn't take too long to get there. Allerger Brap in chat saying solo white mage isn't that bad. He's, believe it or not, it's one of the easier, in my opinion, of the solo challenges in the vanilla game. I find that the thief and the black mage are pretty tough. Fighter's by far the easiest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solo fighter is. I mean, I don't even think you need to get up to level 50 in order to beat the game with a solo fighter, as long as you get everything you need. But Thunderclaude, continuing his grind, Spellzap's going to have to sail all the way around to Dwarf Cave to see what the TNT turns into.
There's a single troll in this encounter that is probably making Thunder very, very angry being here.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's even worth taking because I don't know. It would probably take him at least 8 more, not 8 more, probably 20 more rounds of combat to kill that one troll after rusing up.
Yeah, this is.
Orange Kupo wondering what's the deal with Garlan? Why we've been talking about him? Garlan just has skills and spells. So Garlan has opens up with Lit 2. On the skill side, opens up with Frost. So it was an easy wipe for a low level white mage only party with only Thor, iron hammers to do any damage. Now they did have a Lit, but unfortunately Exfer was the next spell, so it would negate any A Lit magic you would throw out there. Cure 3 would come out right afterwards, and then eventually Bane would show up, and that would pretty much do it.
Yeah, especially at the early point, the Cure 3 was just so obnoxious. Oh boy.
And French Vanilla Floater as TNT leads the floater, and Spellzap's going to be in the air here in just a moment. What are we down to right now? What do we need for go mode? Chime and chime, right? Chime and chime, because I see the cube is lit up. So we've got Provoca left. So if Provoca has the chime or has the fetch quest leading to the chime, then we are in go mode on Spellzap's side.
Yeah, his lead is firmly cemented at this point. This game one, unfortunately.
Yeah, now being in oh, sorry, going ahead.
So I was gonna say, game one was Thunder seemed like he got stuck in a little bit of a trap, and Spellzap got a couple of edges here and there, and just took off and ran with it. And this seems very, very reminiscent.
This is a great battle for him. This is good XP as long as the Wizzags just have Stinger to be annoying. With the Black Shirt, the Thor's Hammer, and Fade castings can get some levels pretty quickly on these 3 white mages.
After 10 rounds of combat, Thunder has killed the troll.
Yeah, trolled him for sure here. And Thunderclaude, just a little over an hour, 10 minutes in, appears to be done with his pop grind. Don't have any idea what level he's at currently. I think level 10 or 11.
Yeah, he's right in that area.
And he's going back for more.
12 and 11 I see there, so...
Yep. I think maybe he's just trying to get the 16 so he can use those fade charges that he saw earlier. Spellzap Yeah, Spellzap not interested in that battle with the Wizzahags and Gersharks. I guess he's looking for something a little bit better to get some levels on. But I do expect a grind, even if Spellzap goes into go mode with the Chime. If that ends up being in Provoca, he's not in any shape to actually go mode the rest of the game. He needs levels.
Oh yeah, he definitely needs levels. He's nowhere close to what he would need.
Yeah, and I'm thinking he needs probably. What do you think? Would chat to help us out here? What level do you think Spellzap's going to try his first Topher dive or any sort of dive of anything at with these three white mages? I'm thinking somewhere in the 30s.
I was gonna say mid 30s, 35 ish. You'd be close to six. Would that be like 6 or 7 charges of fade at that point? I think it is.
Yeah, so we do have Invis 2 here, which is gonna kind of negate the Rouge charges because you know, all four of them, well, it'll be about the same, but like basically 4 of them casting Invis 2 will be the same as all 4 of them casting Rouge twice, right? Is that how math works?
Yeah, if all 4 of them throw it, that's 2 loses. So I mean, in 2 turns, you'd be completely capped out on everything and be able to throw out buffs. You know, if you have a power bonk or anything like that too.
White mages break level time, so yes, Spellzap is in go mode. Go mode. And yeah, I was gonna say crab kick's right about 28 to get over 400 HP. Because I want to say that's where I typically grind if I run like a white mage thief party, because you need your thief to be over 400 as well. That sounds about right. But
Yeah,
it just depends on our
independent levels. Yeah.
And yeah, so we got Invis 2, we've got Ruse, we've got Life 2. We have 1 ribbon. And we've got Opal, we've got some AoE stuff. Spellzap's going to go into Mirage before Class Change. And Class Change doesn't do much except get you that exit spell, which I don't think he can even cast at these levels right now. I think you got to be level 21 before you can use it. So probably hunting down another ribbon, maybe.
Yeah, outside of being able to actually equip the white shirt, not really a lot of gear.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I was just thinking more of that exit just to have it. But I mean, at this point, like, what do you really need exit for?
Yeah, you've already done the dungeons that you're
Waterfall. You know, unless he's doing like a mermaid dive or something, I don't really see the purpose of it. Equip that Thor hammer. You can do some damage.
I think at this point, throwing it makes more sense than swinging it, but you know.
Yeah.
Some beefy chimeras. That's 400 HP. 500 HP. Oh
yeah,
my.
Throwing the Thor's hammer kind of reminds me of the Berserkers in Final Fantasy V. I'm pretty sure that's what they do with the Thor's hammer. It's like the only it's the only hammer in the game that you can actually throw.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's taken Spellzap a little while to get through these chimeras, but knocked him down. It's going to get some pretty decent levels from that battle.
Yeah,
already up to level 19.
Yeah, that was 500 plus HP on those.
Not harm too. You should be able to take these vampires down pretty quickly here. As Thunderclaude, he's been in the Peninsula of Power for how long do you think now? Like at least 15, 20 minutes, somewhere in that general area?
If not longer. He's been right around. It was just right about the hour mark, I think, when he came there. So it's been a while, and I mean, he's still only 14. He's getting closer to being able to start using those fade charges. He's not quite there yet.
Yeah. And it's still making me wonder, does he remember Garland? Because I figured at this point he would have at least attempted Garland with these kind of levels.
Yeah, I'm ooh, a Zeus Gauntlet for Spellzap. That's great too.
Yeah, any sort of AoE is going to be phenomenal. And yeah, this will just make Sea Shrine that much, and a ribbon, less than greater than, really paying out right now.
Yeah, this might be a situation where Thunderclaude, if he does remember that Garland's there, I think he wants to take the ultimate revenge on him and blast him into oblivion.
It's like when you when you see nuke imps in the early game, and then you finally, when you're level 25, right before you hit up Topher, just want to take one more imp battle just to
Yeah,
show them who was really boss.
yeah. It's like, you may have gotten me the first 607 times, but the 608th will be mine.
Yeah, we'll come right back after you. So Spellzap, getting through Mirage, getting the good news about the ribbon and the Zeus Gauntlet. Going to continue up into Sky. Typical Spellzap play here. Going Sky, 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 as they say. Going to be able to get some good levels up here, too. A lot of the reason why people like to do Sky is just because, the levels are just so good up here. And the enemies aren't like ridiculously tough. There are certain packs that are bad, but overall, there are great packs that you don't have to really worry about, like the Cerberus pack and the multiple Medusa pack and the eye, the solo eye and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've seen a few things here, like those Chimeras have had a lot of HP, those Cerberus seem to have a pretty good chunk of HP, but both of them didn't have anything too scary to deal with either, though. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal to get through things. And I mean, the single eye is a great thing. You've got a Massa user; those are quick experience, and you find them. Gurmedusas are great.
Yeah, even with the Scorch, he's got 2 ribbons. It's not going to do much. Force Hammer and the Zeus Gauntlet should take them down pretty easily. He'll get quite a bit of experience just from 2 of these things. Yeah, 2,500. So already up to level 21 right now on those 2 white mages. And black mages pointing out, just let's get away from this pop grind at this point. Let's try to do something else. Naga goes down for 3,500 H. Oh, there's a katana.
Woo-hoo. They'd have killed for that last seed. Last game they played with their 2 thieves.
Yeah, right? So, we're an hour 20 in. I have to say, Spellzap's a lot farther than I expected we would be, considering the early game.
Yeah, once he started getting... The big thing was once he started getting some levels, particularly we knew that once you could hit 16 and start utilizing those fades, things are going to go better. But the big thing being him trying Garland again, which ultimately led to him dipping into the armory and picking up that Massa, has been massive. It has made things so much easier for him to be able to kill things, where Thunder is still having to, bank on killing undead or using iron hammers to kill them.
Yeah, somebody in chat asking the question, Z-Man, or God, way so fast. Who did ask the question? Somebody asked, what is Spellzap looking for? My assumption would be what Chad has already pointed out. Something like the third ribbon. Obviously, defense sword, what he just picked up, is very nice. The power bonk, because we know at this point the power bonk is loose, and the power bonk will be useful with that defense sword.
Yeah.
Second katana.
Yeah, that might be the most useless defense sword ever. That's, it's like, yeah, we got 4 cast, and we got a level 1 ruse, so whatever, I guess, cool.
Yeah, hey, it saves him on the ruse charges. Now you can defense up infinitely. Yeah, Thunderclaude, reaching about 30 minutes now doing this pop grind, just trying to get some levels before doing whatever he ends up deciding to do, whether it be kill Garlan or go and dive Marsh Cave or Earth Cave looking for a loose item. We're not really sure. But
I'm interested interested to see what Spellzap's gonna do once he finishes clearing all this out. I assume he's got to walk this out, right? There's no chance he's running into Tia.
I mean, he's sitting on life charges, so he's trying to get levels on Bangans or on the Zoes. I'm thinking he probably feels pretty good. He's got a Massa, he's got ribbons, he's got ruse for days. You know, like he probably feels pretty confident he could take Tiamat down if he gets decent enough turn order.
Yeah, well, the ribbons will help, I guess, but man, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I would be more scared of Warmech
yeah,
as people are pointing out in chat. Yeah, especially if Warmech's unrunnable. But again, you know, Rouge charges not. As long as Warmech doesn't roll nonsense like nukes and nuclears and all that kind of stuff, like all the non-elemental AOE's, then he'll probably be fine. But I think he really wants that bonk. I'm assuming that bonk is what he's looking for.
He's looking for the adamant right now, because that the blacksmith is holding on to the power bonk at this point in time.
Yeah, he traded it. He traded in his ability to make the legendary Excalibur for the legendary power bonk.
He knew it would be valuable in this seed.
So Thunderclaude finally content with the levels that he has gained. He is not going to kill Garlan. He is not interested in Garland at all. We are going to find out what is an Earth Cave, one way or another. Or not. Oh no, he's going to pick up Fade.
Yeah, he's going to buy Fade at this point in time.
Yeah,
he's maybe going to play all the way around to on rack, which is Crescent to pick up level 6 Fade for sure. That's where he's going.
Yeah, I'm assuming he has to be at level 16 now. He could not have ground as long as he ground there in the Power Peninsula to not have hit level 16 and sail down here to get Fade.
Yeah, I'm starting to really think this is one of those situations where you're just assuming that you've been in this game for this long. Garland's dead already.
He's gonna die of old age. He's gonna be chaos by the time he gets back to kill him. Alright, Spellzap finishing the clear of sky. All 52 chests we're gonna check here, and Mirage and Sky combined.
Good stuff out of here. You got that other ribbon, he's got a Zeus gauntlet, like it's good.
Chat asking, Cure 4 in the exit slot. If it's slot 2, then yes, it is in the exit slot, because that would be the case. I have to check it out if he ends up. No, I already obviously missed it. But yes, it is in fact in that slot. So, Spellzap almost done with his clear of sky. He's going to check this greed box over here real quick. Thor hammer down some mana cores, which again, another great easy battle to take down. They don't typically roll much over 200 HP, and they give.
They've looked pretty weak. They haven't done anything at all.
Yeah, and they give decent enough experience. He'll probably get about 4,000 from this battle. Oh, 55. Wow, I wasn't even close.
2 party members though.
Yeah, that's what happened. Gonna try to pick up that short sword a couple times. Bless you.
Super high HP chimeras at this point.
Yeah. But I mean, look at all the levels. But we talked about just the sheer level gain you can get here. Pretty sure Spellzap came in here under 21 and already at 25 on those 2 mages, and that's just from taking battles. And with all the AOE, the Thor's hammer, the Zeus gauntlet, and the black shirt, coupled with the Massa, he's able to make short work of this place. And by short work, I mean short work of the enemies here.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic walking grind. He's got great levels on Zoe and Zoe the Third. This has been really, really good for him. I'm
Yep.
surprised he's taken a few steps on this bridge without resurrecting those two bottom guys because, oh boy, if our robot chicken friend comes out, this could be bad news.
Yeah. And chat asking for it. Let's get this blessed RNGs out here. To be perfectly honest, I mean, he may want to see Warmech. I don't know if I would wish that on him. I hope he can just get the Tiamat and light up his first orb here. But he's going to go on ahead and get some slimes. If you want to see anything else, you know, a couple of R Hydras, maybe some Mud Golem sorcerers. What do you want to see out here? Double Fighter?
Double
You know?
Fighter's always good. I love that one. That's a great XP fight, and they usually don't have anything too horrible.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And then plate of nachos, maybe? Oof. Double air. Dang goes down.
He did his job. He was there to take a punch.
Yep. Probably gonna bring him back up. Maybe. No. No.
I would assume he'll do his job again and try and take a punch.
Yep. So we're gonna go on ahead and wait. Seeing our first fiend at just about the hour 30-minute mark. Spellzap thinking about what he wants to do. If he's gonna invis 2 it up. Probably not a bad plan because that will automatically give him 2 stacks of ruse. So at that point, you know, Tiamat's more than likely not going to land any punches after all 4 of these go off.
Yeah, with all the evasion that comes out, and they can do it so quickly with this party, you're gonna be pretty much untouchable, especially with fiends. The probability for them to roll high enough to be able to beat to roll enough hit accuracy to beat even 4 stacks is really low.
Yeah, surprising. Spellzap going for the 4 ruses, just trying to really cap out that evade as high as he can go there. So 2 rounds of combat down, complete max evade across the entire party. Gonna wait everybody out and then attack with the massive with Zoe. Not great damage, but Thunder comes out. Not gonna do much against Zoe the Third and Zoe because they both have ribbons on. Gonna throw some heals out there. Heal 2 out of Zoe Y. 3 hits, 25. This might take a while. Gonna get some chip damage going with the black shirt. 34. Massive swings, 3 hits, 18. Thor's hammer. Gonna do a little bit more than that, and poison comes out. So we've got thunder and poison on Tiamat. Sort of vanilla-ish.
Yeah, seeing that low damage rolls coming out of Massive is a little annoying.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of you know, something out of Kraken's book and throws out an ink while Thor's hammer not really doing a lot here. This is bad. He's gonna do it. The battle's gonna eventually end. It's just gonna take a little while to get there.
Yeah, I mean, the probability that Tia would have enough to be able to outlast this, even while doing chip damage, and that isn't very good. You know, you'll get there eventually. Plus, you have enough healing between everybody with your evasion stacks and that. You should be able to get there.
I'm interested to see what Tiamat's 4th skill is, because she has not done any spells. She's opened up with thunder, did poison, did ink, a second ink. So we got all the inks in the world. Now we're back around to thunder. If Tiamat doesn't stop hitting.
That's definitely what you want to be seeing against everything, is being really punch happy with all the evasion you're able to throw out there. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
With the silver hammer.
Yeah, it's not great. You know, again, it's definitely better to see punch happy than, you know, a bunch of thunders and poisons and nukes and nuclears and all that stuff. So slowly but surely we will get through this battle. And if you check on Thunderclaude's side, he is back. He has been back for a while with fade charges, just slowly but surely plinking away here at the entire population of trolls and zombie bulls on the Peninsula of Power. Or not Peninsula of Power, I'm sorry. He's on an Onrak killing those things. So you just traded one place for another.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he's looking to build up enough levels to go down through Earth at this point. I really think this is a I forgot about Garland play. And finally, there we go. 3 hits for 192. Down goes Tia.
Yeah, so just a little over an hour, 30 minutes in, Spellzap does light up his first orb, and he's got levels. I see this going very quickly. Surprise didn't go to Onrak, but I guess he's going to go up to maybe replenish some stuff here in Elfland before moving on.
Guess life. I don't know if he got life 2 on everybody that he's looking to do, or I'm not sure.
He's gonna get more stacks of evasion with the Invis 1.
Because you can never have enough evasion between the ruses, the Invis 2, and the defense sword that he already has as well.
He is get fear.
Oh yeah, fear. There we go.
An interesting pickup. Gonna just land a bunch of fears on Carrie, so she'll run away. Chat wondering what the sprites are for on Thunder. To be honest, I'm not sure what white mage sprite he's using. I mages.
Those also look like there's something out of one of the Ultima games as well. They look very, very similar to that.
Yeah, so Spellzap opting to do Volcano first before heading into Sea Shrine, even though he's like right there next to. We know Lefane is Onrak based on process of elimination, but I guess Volcano is a much faster clear. Plus, he has not checked the Agama floor yet, which has quite a few chests on the way down to carry, and we're still looking for that loose adamant for Spellzap because he does want to have Power Bonk. Because as long as that battle took with Tiamat, most of the battles in Topher will probably take as long. And those themed refights, you don't want to see what they have as far as spells and skills are concerned.
Yeah, you need to be able to kill things quick because we've seen it where they had fiends which had double or triple nuclear and nuke, and if they're allowed to roll enough turns to have those things roll around multiple times, you're not going to be able to win.
Yeah, chat, there it is. Look at that. He made the proper choice. It's like he already knew. Spellzap going for the volcano play plays out perfectly. At this point, I do not see him checking any more chests unless there are some greed chests along the way, maybe to pick up that third ribbon. Greed check and out. That's only one step, so not out of the way at all to pick that chest up there.
I think he's done. That's enough. I don't think he needs anything else at this point in time. That's what he wanted. He wanted that bonk. He knows now that Massey wielder's going to be even better. It's done.
Yeah, so we have all all 3 loose right now. We know Adamant here. We know the canoe was in Titans. And what was the first loose we saw? Oh, the canoe. No, canoe was in Titans. Oh, the cube, which was down in Marsh Cave. So, yeah, so all of them like pretty much, in spots that you expect people to check. And it doesn't...
especially with that cube being right next to the canal as well, which you needed to get out, so you were forced there.
My God, let's do it. We are 1 hour, 37 minutes in, and we are about to get a Garlan kill. Let's do it. Fade comes out. 176. Garlan going down. 63 XP. He's going to talk to Sarah. Sarah's going to give him the slab. He is going to be super stoked to see what he finds here. And Spellzap is going meme strats galore here. Gonna fear carry away. I am super excited about this. What is more hype? A 1 hour, 37 minute Garland kill or the making carry run away from a battle?
Come on, fear.
Oh, there it is! This is brilliant. I am so glad. We are calling this match. So not only at the 1 hour and 37-minute mark did we see a Garlan kill, but we saw Spellzap use the fear of Spellzap, the fear of Zoe's, to make Carrie go away.
That's fantastic.
You're getting us a clip of the pro Garlan kill, but did we get the Carrie running away? That's the important part.
Oh man, that's unbelievable. That right there is like 100% task strats brought out for the best things ever.
Oh man, and that is amazing. Spellzap is going to go on ahead and do class change. Not going to benefit a lot, like we said in chat earlier. Going to be able to wear the white shirt. Going to be able to pick up the exit spell. Wall is available, heal 3. Kind of class locked. Not really a lot else outside of that. Heal, Wall's going to be kind of big, I guess. Not really. We've got 2 ribbons. You could use like 1 cast of Wall to wall up the 3rd mage. Cure 4 is available too now. At level 6, which is where Spellzap's heading right now. So that's probably the biggest pickup.
At this point, you may as well just go for Exfer and fear the rest of them.
Yeah, I have to agree. But pretty exciting stuff here. I'm happy to be here. Like, this is crazy. I never would have thought that in game 2 of the semifinals between Spellzap and Thunderclaude that we would see a late Garlan kill and a fear running away carry. This is insane. So yeah, this has been exciting. Probably the best thing I've seen in spring tournament all year long. What do you think, Ilmars?
Yeah, I've watched pretty darn close to all the matches this tournament, and that may be the greatest fiend kill in quite a long time for any of these.
While we're just while Thunderclaude does the inevitable, the thing that we already know is going to happen, Kunu, right here, gonna go down a few steps, get a crown, gonna go to Sarda, get a guitar, and then he's gonna be like, he's gonna be beside himself. He's not even gonna be able to believe that at this point that's what's been holding him back, was that Garlan kill.
Yeah, he's gotta feel so behind at this point. But it's just, it is what it is. You drafted a 4 white mage party. You hope your opponent's doing the same thing and having the same issues, but it is what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah. So if Thunderclaude somehow manages to just pull the up, just get it together and just pedal to the metal, is able to get through this game, go straight to Ice Cave, gets the floater, goes straight to Provoca, gets the chime, somehow in go mode, and just blazes his way through the rest of the seed. And game 3 between these guys is going to be tomorrow night at tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Randomania here. If you want to wait a couple more days there, not tomorrow but Saturday, we've got game 2 between Cheeseinator and Crab Cakes at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Speed Gaming. And then if they do make it to a game 3, that will happen the following day on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, also on Speed Gaming. That is what's going on our schedule. And we already kind of have an idea, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. The finals for the spring tournament will happen next weekend, the 12th, 13th, and 14th on RPG Limit at 9 p.m. So mark your calendar. So the winner between this race and the winner between Crab Cakes and Cheeseinator are going to battle on RPG Limit Break that weekend at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You got to check it out. Mark your calendars. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic race. Whomever out of the 4 this bracket, and then especially out of Crab Cake's Cheesenator. It's going to be an absolute massive finals. I mean, you've got the co-op champ and Spellzap, who looks really, really primed to punch his ticket here to the finals today. Not gonna say it's over.
Yep.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
That's a harm 4 on lobsters. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, the harm 4, not, as they say in Pokemon, not very effective. Not quite well against the lobsters, but Thunderclaude is going to avoid Volcano for the time being, so he's not going to have the Massa. He's got levels, he's got plenty of fades at this point, so he's going to probably make short work of Ordeals here. We know Ordeals is required because it does lead to the Oxy Yale. Let me check my tracking notes.
Yeah.
Tracking notes. Good thing. We know the key is down in Waterfall. So those two locations are required, as well as Ice Cave, which we know leads to the TNT, which leads to the floater. So he has to do all these dungeons.
Yeah, everything is required at this point in time.
Yeah.
I kind of blinked. I think, did he go to? He hasn't been to Volcano yet to pull out that Massa, though, has he?
Oh, no. That's what I was saying. He opted not to go up that way because he knows there's two incentive locations in the northern continent he can get to easily on Canoe, which is here in Waterfall. So he's probably going to save Ice and Volcano for last, which routing-wise makes sense. Unfortunately, we know that that's not going to really work out for him as far as getting in the air and getting that Massa. JLo7 hanging out with us, one of our spring tournament participants during Swiss. Why are they not? Because of the 4-way. Yeah, you figured it out.
Well, here we go. I just naturally assumed Spellzap is going to do something fantastic against Kraken here. Let's see what it is.
Yep, so we got, no, he's going full-on evasion strats, which makes sense. All these Invis 2s, of course, are going to give him like 2 ruse charges on everybody. So, a lot of evasion coming out right away. Pretty much render the slap-happy Kraken useless. Still managed to do 41 damage on Zoe. So, could you imagine without the evasion? Yeah. So, we're going to go Fade strats and White Shirt strats just to get that last little bit of evasion down. Fade's going to do Fade. Ooh, actually rolled pretty good. 230 there. Wow. Blaze coming out. Actually keeping Dang alive. And now we were up to max evasion with that last Invis 2. So I imagine chip damage stuff happening right here. We've got 2 hits for 59. Thor's Hammer for 69. Ice 2 for 73. And still got critted through max evade on Zoe 3. So Black Shirt for 53, Thor's Hammer for 85, Zeus Gauntlet for 142. Nice, and 2 hits for 220. So we're about 3/4 of the way there for Kraken's vanilla HP. We're going to see where Kraken rolls as Blizzard comes.
Vanilla.
Yeah, definitely over vanilla, like you said, and Dang goes down to that Blizzard. We're still doing the same stress as before. Thor's Hammer coming out 70. Ink. What is this? Even randomized here?
Oh man, he didn't buy lamp. Bad news.
No, Zoe's not going to be able to see anything, as she's going to probably just have to keep resorting to those Black Shirt strats. Thor's Hammer did massive damage in Black Shirt. 44 damage, takes down Kraken. Third orb is lit here. Just a tiny bit over an hour 45 in. And yeah, we're punching our ticket to the end of the game. He's only got Earth Cave left as Thunderclaude is traversing the waterfall.
One more dungeon to go, and then I assume. Now, it is like Spellzap. Once he's done this, I could see him trying an exploratory Topher dive. He did it in his last match as well, where he just kind of goes in and sees what info he needs and sees if he can kind of cheese his way through it and take care of it with what he's got. So I could see him doing the same thing, where he's going to go into Topher, see if he can get lucky and run through it, and
Mm-hmm.
then if not, go somewhere and grind up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any tiles that we've seen. I mean, I remember the Gershark Wisahag tile that we saw earlier. That would be good to get some quick levels on if you really needed to. But have we really seen anything else that's like really popped out, like Double Fighter, Triple I, Nagas,
No,
Waters, or anything like that? Sarias, Agamas, Red Giants.
no, I can't recall any big grind tile. By far the best one has been that Wistaheg Gershark one.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got pretty good levels. Even for an all-white mage comp, he's got Ruse and Viz 2 and Viz, Massa. He's got the bonk now because he found that adamant. He could probably make a go for himself. And Topher grind itself wouldn't be too bad if he just kind of took some battles along the way with those, with the Zeus Gauntlet, the Thor's Hammer, and the ice shirt.
Yeah, check out that often forgotten left side entrance on the first floor that leads you right into that null room of the null room that leads into the earth floor. I mean, if Germajuices are plentiful in there, you can get some really good experience from that.
Yeah, and we know, yeah, you can find Sarias down there. Earths aren't the greatest thing, but like mud golems and rock golems would be good too to take a few of those down.
Yeah, there's a few good things on that floor that you'd be able to take care of. You just have to remember that if he does want to do that, he better go and buy eggs.
Yeah, so we're going to see our first look at, not our first look at, we've seen vampires before, but we're going to see our first look at the vampire as Spellzap not even going to respect the vampire enough to throw a fade or a harm 2 at him. He's going to bonk him with some hammers. Hammer misses, sword slashed to the neck, and through the heart gone. Not even going to check the greed check there. Gonna keep it moving.
About the only thing he could genuinely hope for at this point would be the third ribbon, right? He's got everything else.
Yeah, that's all he really needs is a third ribbon. He pretty much has everything he needs. Opal bracelet, gold Cheerios white shirt, bonk, defense sword. Not that he needs the defense sword with all the ruse and invis.
I guess pro capes would also help, but his inventory is so stacked with, at this point, having other things there that he's more than likely going to use, especially on the characters that matter, like the AoE spells and things like that. I don't know how much room he have for pro capes.
Yeah. Ragnarok wondering where Wall is. ATL Chocolate answering the question. It is in Gaia. Level 8 Gaia Vanilla Spot. Hanging out with X-Fruit, which is also vanilla. So looks like we're going to just get a bunch of Harm Force coming out, which I am not shocked by this plan. Harm Force fades. Lich is not going to be much for this world. What do you think?
Nah, he didn't stand a chance there. If Carrie got feared into oblivion, I didn't have much hope for Lich.
Yeah, Thunderclaude got the key out of Waterfall. Now heading into Ice Cave, which we know will be the TNT, which leads to the floater. He could eventually be in the air here. We didn't really see anything too crazy in Ice Cave. I mean, Spellzap was able to get through it at a little bit lower levels than what Thunderclaude's currently at right now. Granted, it had a little bit better gear with that Massa, but I think he'll be fine as long as he can stay away from those trance white zombies. What am I saying? White dragons.
Yeah, there was nothing that was horrible in here that I can recall. There was nothing that was, absolutely game breaking for him. And it looks like he's going back to this. This is that Wizaheg Gershark tile.
Yeah. So he's gonna do it. It looks like he's gonna go for a 2-man grind, get Zoe 3 and Zoe up to some level. We'll see what level he decides to stop at. But yeah, exactly what he's doing here. and Classic Gamer. I blink and you miss, and somehow Spellzap completely missed Spectre's Pedal and Crack.
Yeah,
I mean, Ice Cave's already bad enough, but why do they got a Pedal Crack down there? Come on.
and it would absolutely fall to Thunder to be the one to discover that as well.
Yeah, as if Thunder hasn't had a hard enough seed, getting that hour 37 Garlan kill. And we know Frosty have the trance. Luckily, he just attacked, so hopefully be able to get away from that.
Yeah, the other tile here is Muck, so I think this is not what he wanted to walk into.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a misstep or if he was hoping it was something different so that he could kill off Dang and Zoe quicker.
Yeah, that they will not kill him at all.
No,
he doesn't like those tiles, I don't think. I wonder if he's gonna check we haven't seen the TOF lock tile. I think he might check that one and hope that it's something good.
No, it looks like he purposefully got his white mages poisoned. Maybe he is checking Locktofer. Oh. Now this, I don't remember seeing this at all. Wiz Vampires and Zombie Ds, this is good.
No, this is the first time we've seen that.
Yeah, so Dang down instantly from a punch right to the face from a Wiz Vamp, and Fade's gonna go out. This is actually a much better battle for the particular party because of all the Fades, Harm 4, Harm 2s, and etc. So he could probably hang out here for a long time and get Zoe 3 and Zoe up to wherever he wants them to be. I assume maybe mid-30s.
Yeah, and the Zombie Ds are dying to 140, and the Wiz Vamps have somewhere between 195 and 204, because they lived to the 204 but died to the 195, so they're pretty weak all around. Half-decent Fade rolls will kill everything like that one shot.
And Animaniac needs to know what's in the box. You're taking this battle so many times. What's in the box?
Just open it.
Channeling their inner Brad Pitt. What is in the box? We need to know. So
I hope he never opens it.
No, I really
through and then like I'm done with this and leaves it.
That's a good question happening in chat. What would be better in this particular situation, Harm 4 or Fade? And yeah, I mean, I would have to assume that Fade's, while they have the same damage range, I would have to assume Fade's just a better spell, right? So, because it has a higher chance to get that double damage versus Harm.
Yeah, but the nice thing about this is they're both so weak that if both cast either one, you're more than likely gonna be killing them all anyway.
Yeah, Thunderclaude down here and gonna get these unrunnable mucks. Super nice to actually fade them down. Deal with their nonsense. And
all the things that came that haunted them earlier coming back to rear their ugly head once again.
Yeah. So yeah, just gonna hang out here for a little bit. He's got to feel pretty good about his time. 4 white mages. That early game was pretty rough, but at the same time, I mean, if you're going into Topher under 2 hours with a 4 white mage party with that early game that we had, normally you would feel behind, but he's got to feel pretty good, right?
I would for sure. The big thing obviously being, once he got that Massa and he was able to start slashing at things and really killing them and getting his party to 16 so much faster than Thunderclaude did, and then having access to all the Fades that he's had, he's actually moved really, really quickly.
Yeah, I think he just basically wanted to get enough levels to get the 2 Zoe, and Zoe 3 out of nuke range. So just a little bit over 400 on both of them. Man, those Gasties were hitting hard though.
And there's around. Oh, there's more of them. All 3 encounters on this floor have been Gasties.
Yeah, whew. And Thunderclaude does get the TNT. We know that leads to the floater, which means he'll finally be in the air. And then he's only one check away from being in go mode, which is in Provoca, which is the chime.
Yeah, just fly your way over there, and you're able to get that right away. And when you're in go mode, I mean, he has to know he's obviously behind at this point in time, but
yeah,
you know.
And the thing with him being in go mode, kind of similar situation with Spellzap going into go mode when he did, is in really no position to even consider a Topher dive or a dive of anything.
No, he's gonna be checking chests for a while. I mean, once he finds Massa, he'll feel a lot better about things in Volcano. You know, he's still gonna be looking because he's only got the one ribbon at this time, as the other one was in the less than greater than room of Sky.
Yep.
So,
and we know where Massa is located.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if
Adamant down there on the Agama floor would be big too, because that gets him his power bonk, which would be really nice.
Yep. So Thunderclaude gonna have to make the trip up here because I'm pretty sure he parked his ship over in this weird port. No, he's in Provoca. That's right. No, he's not in Provoca. Where is his ship? Does he even know where his ship?
I don't even remember where his ship is.
I felt like he. Okay, so he did. Maybe. He did ordeals. Maybe it's parked over in the river system near Matoya. Or is it in Canaria? Where's his ship? Where did he come from? What is happening?
Meanwhile, Spellzap just harmed Ford and faded Lich into oblivion. Nothing happened there. Well, he didn't come from this way because he didn't beat the bridge boss before.
I don't know what's better, this bridge boss at 2 hours or the Garlan kill at 1 hour 37. So yeah, he's walking the TNT out to get the floater. He's got to assume that it leads to the floater at this point, or at least hopes it does, while he checks his key lock stuff on the way. Got an X-Scow. That's going to be...
That knight's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is. Tyrannex wondering in chat, does he have the bonk? Yes, he does. The bonk was the adamant turn-in, and the adamant was loose in Volcano on the Agama floor, top left room.
Well, I know it's like a really low chance, but I was really, really hoping he was gonna go for
the fear strats again. Yeah. I'd love to have seen fear strats happen on carry again. Gonna go fade for days here. Thunderclaude's gonna do the Topher lock check and is gonna be rewarded with that awesome grind tile that we know exists here. So I'm interested to see if he will also take this, because he does have the fades and the harm 4s. So he may hang out here for a little bit.
We might actually finally see what's in the box.
Yeah, and blink and you miss it, and Spellzap takes down carry with a bunch of fade charges and Massa swings. So gonna work his way through the seafloor. Got to get away from these 6 lobsters with Fire 2 and sea trolls.
Well, this is annoying and resource draining at this point. It's a whole lot of chip damage.
Yeah. Luckily, getting some decent, run chance there, able to get away from it. But yeah, there's nothing more annoying like late in the Topher dive when you're getting chip damage with a bunch of Fire 2s, or even worse, something like, Blaze or Poison or something like that that's eating away at your HP.
Yeah, because you saw their heal 2 share to level with his Invis 2s, so you don't want to really be burning any of those at this point in time. You've also got the issue of Cure 4 and Fade being on the same level. Heal 3, I think, was level 8.
Yeah.
7 or 8, so any of those good things that help to just, quick click and you're completely healed up. That's not really all the options that you have at this point in time.
Yeah. But I mean, luckily, with the heal 2 at level 2, I mean, it doesn't eat into the Invis 2 charges, but, 4 heal 2s, 1 from each person, will still get you up there pretty quickly.
There we go. Got the Invis strats coming out now. Ooh,
yeah.
Turn order got all 4 off.
Yeah, 4 Invis 2s right off the bat. Thunderclaude finally. Ooh. Ooh.
Kraken says that's great. You've got all these Invis 2 charges. Have some nuke.
Yeah, so gonna probably have to burn into some of these Cure 4 charges to keep his people up. Bang goes down. We need Zoe and Zoe 3 to stay alive. Unfortunately, I don't know if that was a misclick or if he just wanted Zoe 1 to stay alive, but
nuclear.
So we know it's a first turn nuke and a first turn nuclear. Swirl coming out, another non-elemental. Oh, sorry, it's air elemental, but still, like, wow. And I don't think it's resisted, right?
No, that is not resisted. That's all bad news.
Yeah, so nuclear again. So this is first turn nuke, nuclear, swirl, then nuclear, then thunder. Thunder is actually resisted because it's part of that lightning elemental, so that is resisted by Ribbon. Here comes the nuclear again.
Really, yeah, he looks really, really skill happy as well.
Which is crazy. Luckily, Kraken decides to attack, which is what we want to see here. Kraken attacks again. Zoe coming out. 3 hits, 158. Luckily, Kraken did not have much in the way of HP and able to get out of there. Wow, nuclear swirl, nuclear thunder was what the skill spell or skills list was, and we know that it was a first turn nuke. We never saw it was after the nuke. We just hope that there were 4 more nukes after that, so we don't have to see nuke anymore.
Yeah, it seemed like Kraken got all of the nasty. Oof.
Yeah.
Thank God didn't get any HP.
Yeah, luckily, like Chad is pointing out here, not much in the way of HP. Definitely rolled under vanilla, somewhere around 700 or 800. So probably could just throw a bunch of fades out and not really worry about doing all that defensive strats. But we're going defensive strats again. All 4 Invis 2s go out this time, or not? Sorry, 3 Invis 2s go out. Luckily, Tia opens up a fire 2, which is basically going to do a whole lot of nothing. As we get a white shirt, 1 more Invis 2, and then a power bonk. Ink coming out, gonna land on Dang, and we did not pick up Lamp. We know it was level 3. We didn't pick it up. Dang is gonna be just completely in the dark during the rest of this battle. Quad X comes out, does not land on Zoe because Zoe has a ribbon.
We're just gonna be pretty much in the dark the whole time.
And there is our... How many nuclears are there in the pool? 3 or 4?
There's 3 nukes, 4 nuclears.
So we have seen 3 of the nuclear on Tiamat 2 and Kraken 2. Heal 2s come out. We've got Power Box and more Cure 3s just trying to keep their HP up as Fire 3 takes down Bang. Not going to do a whole lot to Zoe 3 and Zoe, but Zoe Y is down, and that was
762.
Yeah, it was a big hit. Ice 3 going to do a whole lot of nothing here. Going to heal up and do another massive swing as Lit 2 comes out. 2 hits, 276. More Lit 2.
Oh, we're at like 1400 HP here.
Yeah, Tia definitely ate the Wheaties that Kraken decided to leave on the table. Fire 2 comes back out. So I think we've kind of flipped back around. 2 hits, 209 takes down Tia 2. We got 1 more boss left.
Able to make their way through here, just a few steps and we're gonna be 1 step to go.
Yeah, gotta deal with these rock golems with gaze first. They're gonna gaze lovingly into Dang's eyes. And then this is it. So let's see if Chaos is as tough as Garland was earlier.
Yeah. In 1,000 years, he may have trained really, really hard to be ready for them in the future.
Yeah, so we don't know what the rest of Kraken had. We know we've seen 1 nuke. We've seen 3 nuclears. So there's not really much. We haven't seen... Ooh! Peddling the crack! hey, got some crack from those specters down in the ice cave and decided to start throwing it at our party here. As Zoe Y goes down, more Invis 2 stacks happening. So we're already up to max evade. Blaze coming out. So peddling crack and blazing? This is crazy. What kind of bad influence is this chaos?
Not a good boy.
Oh, yeah, we're going fear trap. Please, I need all the fears to land. May as well. Dang isn't really doing anything for the party. Stun does land. He's like, hey, I'm not running away, bruh. Why don't you stay still for just a second? Calm it down. More power bonk. Ink coming out. Chaos going into full-on snooze land right now by just throwing out pointless spells. Fast landing on himself. More fear happening out of Zoe 3.
Ineffective. Come on, keep it up.
Hey, here we go. We got a real spell coming out with Inferno. And Reese Wolf pointing out, slow. Don't have fast. And if it lands on Zoe, then that could be pretty ugly. And we will more than likely see his full spell list like we did with Tia. I don't know, man. 3 hits, 409. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I got quite a few bonks in there with it, so.
Yeah, Fear has not landed one time.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on. I want to see some serious 3 and 256 chances to lower that morale so that Chaos can get out of here. 3 hits, 343. Bane coming out, taking Dang down. Got to be getting around to the other side of it. The second stun, 3 hits, 3 something. I didn't see it. 3 hits, 376. Crack is back around. Blaze. So we've seen everything the Chaos has.
Nothing scary. This shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, Cure 4! We've not seen everything the Chaos has! Cure 4 at the tail end of it all.
Well.
What have we got here?
This is gonna be a whole lot of power bonking to make sure that you're able to do enough damage. This might be one of those situations. I was gonna say he's only thrown out one other spell now, but if he was more spell happy, this might be one of those situations where you legitimately just power bonk through.
Yeah.
Until that Cure 4 hits and then start swinging, but he seems way more skill happy than spell happy. So it's been a while since he's really been throwing any spells.
It looks like we're back at the top here because I remember Rub coming out earlier, but wow. So yeah, and then there's stun. He's got a couple of stuns in the chamber. The Cure 4 is really the scariest thing. There's no slow 2, a couple of cracks. And there it goes, 373, and Chaos is down with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 9 seconds. Wow. 4 white mages, and just over. This was actually a faster time than they had yesterday with the 2 thieves. Granted, the 2 thieves didn't really do anything. Thunderclaude obviously going to go on ahead and throw the forfeit down since Thunder hadn't even lit an orb. And we will get these guys pulled in here in just a moment. I'm going to ask them about the interview now.
That was a fantastic run. That was essentially what they had done with their 2 white mage, 2 thief party. In the last one, the thieves were just runaway machines. They didn't spin for the thieves for a good hour and something, and then Spellzap ended up winning using the white samurai anyway.
Yeah.
2 for him. That's right. And anyone who wants to say it's a bad day for Thunder, just remember, he did kill Garland. So,
yeah,
it's a good day for him.
Yeah, if you can kill Garland in this seed, you did pretty well. So I'm gonna go on ahead and check chat and see if we can pull them in here if they're just hanging out somewhere. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wait on one of them to either Spellzap or Thunder to join us here in just a little bit as Thunder gets the second ribbon there, and it looks like we are joined by our winner and our finalist, Spellzap. Spellzap, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Gregory. I'm doing good. I
Dude,
didn't think I'd get here based on 4 white mages, but here we are.
Here we are. How does it feel to, I remember last year you took the L to Shadow Walker leading into the finals and the semifinals. How's it feel now to be in the finals?
God, it doesn't even feel real, to be honest. I mean, we just got here and I just won, and it just felt like a crazy race, really.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest races I think I've ever seen as far as just, how many unrunnables did we see in the early game? Let's start there, and then work our way towards other things that happened in the seed.
There were a few. They, it felt like most of them were in, like, Earth Cave, right?
Yeah, we saw a lot in Marsh.
Marsh was glad too for it.
Oh, true, yeah. I did
Mux,
beat down things with iron hammers, yeah.
Yeah, I really liked watching both of you guys utilize that level 1 ruse. I mean, you guys both, if you ran into some unrunnables, you rused it up and you just went on ahead and beat them down with iron hammers and beat them into submission. So, Thunder, welcome. GG's.
Hey, thanks.
So this is the craziest part, and I'm going to talk about this now because this was the hypest of the entire match. As Thunder unfortunately struggled to kill Garlan, which you were able to get Garlan down relatively early compared to Thunder. Thunder killed Garlan as you were using fear on Carrie. So not only did we get probably the latest Garlan kill we've seen in the entire spring tournament, but we've seen Carrie run away. So
yeah, she was out in the world somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Thunder, man, let's just talk about it. Just go through your thoughts.
Let's see. I don't know. It felt kind of bad starting out. I couldn't really get my footing going. So I thought the best option was to grind a white mage to 16 to get some fades going. Then after that, the rest of the seed was pretty easy to get through. Unfortunately, it took a lot of time, and more time than obviously the route Spellzap chose to do. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, we noticed that the pop grind and just initial grinds to try to get going were pretty rough there. The Geist that had some of the overworld grinds you were trying to do just to get some initial early levels, and then trying to do the pop grind to get to that level 16 so you could use the fade was pretty rough. Spellzap, the big thing that happened for him was obviously the Garlan used A-Lit and got better turn order than you did when you tried to do A-Lit.
Okay.
And then because you did 3 A-Lits and I think Lit 2 came out before you could do anything, and then you were like, no, I'll come back to this later.
So he never saw Frost, I guess?
No, he did. He saw...
I went Cure 3 after Lightning. And
yeah, there was 2 spells until Cure 3. I saw that also.
Well, no, I used Cure 3 after he cast Lit 2, and then I had enough life to kill him before he baned.
Oh, cool.
Because Expert was a free turn, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and that ended up being obviously the biggest thing because that led to the canoe, and that canoe opened up Volcano, which for you, Spellzap, gave you the opportunity to grab Masa right away, which just made your growth from that point was so much quicker, being able to start chopping things and taking care of them.
Yeah, I really just needed any sort of caster item, or Masa in this case, and that's what I was looking for. I went to Earth and I found a ribbon, and I had a huge fight trying to get that out of there. But the armory's got so many chests that there's bound to be something decent in there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the funny thing is you actually had a caster item before you made your way there, and that was the Thor hammer. But you elected not to use it on Astos himself, though.
Oh, right, because it goes in your inventory.
That
Duh.
we were all saying that. We were like, oh man, now he's got something that he can take care of Astos with right away. And unfortunately,
Wow, didn't think about that.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'll remember that next time I do 4 white mages.
I had fades when I did my Astos skill, and I just used that. But I thought about when I saw the Thor hammer. I was like, well, if I didn't have fades, there's the option right there.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate both of you guys for showing us our 4 white mage battle this particular spring tournament. You never thought you'd see it in the semifinals. You'd think, people would play a little bit safer. So I was really happy to call this race. I'm impressed with the times that we were able to put up. But it clearly went a lot better than last night's race, where I think it was, 2 hours and 30 minutes before you cleared?
Yeah, I think just Topher was a little bit nicer, and because if it would have been, because that Topher dive was like 20 minutes, so if I had to go back in, it would have been just as long.
Yeah. Well,
you say it was nice, but at the same time, you ran into Kraken that had nuclear swirl, nuclear tornado. And
Yeah, I was like, can the hit stop, please?
It was opening nuclear, then then swirl, then nuclear, then nuclear. It was like,
I was trying to, set up a good base, but it looked like he only had 600 or so HP, so fades probably would have been the better way to do it.
yeah, we talked about that you would probably do that if you ended up taking a wipe on Tia 2 or Chaos, that you would go back in and just completely fade him down. But, all right, well, yeah, I mean, we already talked about you going into the finals. I've already asked that question. You said you're super stoked about it. I know that you'll be taking on the winner between Crab Cakes and, Crab Cakes are spring tournament 2019 champion and Cheesinator. So, you got to be pretty stoked about that. Thunder, you made it all the way to the semifinals. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I know you took a couple of hard losses during, but then you were able to turn it around and basically go roughshod through the first 2 rounds of brackets. How do you feel about Swiss or the spring tournament now that it's kind of over?
Very relieved. I told Spellzap going into this race, like, win or lose, I'll have relief. I'll have the relief of the fact that, I won a race and I got one more to do, or, I'm relieved that I don't have to worry about doing any of the spring tournament matches anymore. It's been a long time, and it's kind of nice to have the break. So, I feel good. It doesn't feel good to lose by as much as I did, but it doesn't bother me that much at all.
Yeah. Well, Ilmars, you got any other questions for these guys before we head on out of here?
In a race like this, Thunder, obviously given what had happened to you in the early game and taking so long to grind in that, were you kind of just at the mindset at that point, you're saying you were going to be relieved either way, but this is one of those matches where, given the party comp and that, it's very easy to become upset and frustrated at things, but is this kind of one of those ones where you're just like, it sort of is what it is, and I'm not going to get too overly invested if things don't go poorly?
Absolutely. That's kind of how I've had my mindset on every spring tournament match that I've had so far, since bracket starts. Like, it is what it is. Outcome, great if you win, whatever if you don't, kind of thing. So, just take it as it comes, and like you said, don't get too invested, because in the end of this is just a game based on random choice.
Awesome. Well, I know that those were some kind of final thoughts for you, but do you have anything else for us before we get out of here, Thunder?
No, I just want to hope that Spellzap can make his way through Crab Cakes or Cheesinator, whoever he gets faced up against, and, we'll see if the Spellzap can become another champion of another tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Says Spellzap, Latimus Prime, and co-op champion of the world, and all that stuff. Could potentially be 2020 spring tournament champion Spellzap. Any final thoughts leading into your championship match coming up on RPG Limit Break next weekend?
No, I'm just gonna prep for whoever shows up. I'm gonna watch their races and do a little bit of homework. But as far as Thunder, you're a fantastic competitor. You came out here and you played these weird comps with me, and we had a lot of fun, and hope to see you in co-op tournament at least.
Yeah, so co-op tournament should be starting here in, I want to say a month or so, somewhere in that general area is what I'm saying. Duckling Derby for all the newer players, that's going to be happening about 2 weeks outside of spring tournament at the end of June. So we got a lot of FFR action happening, so obviously join the Discord if you want to, and check everything else out. Not tomorrow night, but the following night, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings, we've got Game 2, Cheesinator versus Crab Cakes. It's going to be on one of the BDNE channels, and if they go to Game 3, it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings time on Sunday. And that's all I got for you guys. So, Mars, it was a pleasure doing comms with you as always.
Indeed, my friend.
And of course, Annie for doing our tracking, and St. Von Jester for doing the restream, and Randomania 1 for having us checking out the semi-finals match. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you around.